For the past 20 years, Denmark has supported the road sector in Uganda. At least $120 million has been invested in the sector.
And we have been focusing on getting better access to the rural areas by opening up rural roads. We have been working very closely with the Ugandan government to build bridges and rural roads to get access for the communities in the rural areas, better access to health services, to schooling facilities, but also to the market for the produce that is produced in the rural areas.
This support has been based on the Government of Uganda strategy for sustainable maintenance of district, urban and community access roads, clearly focusing on the development of the private sector and advancement of labor-based technology.
And it has been done as part of Denmark's development program in alleviation of poverty and job creation in Uganda. The way we have been producing these roads is that we have deliberately chosen an approach where we use labor-intensive methods, so that not only are the local communities benefiting from having a road and better access, but also that we create jobs, employment and income to the people of the rural areas.
Initially, DANIDA and the Government of Uganda concentrated on the application of labor-based methods in the construction of unpaved roads, but it became difficult to sustain unpaved roads as they were deteriorating rapidly.
And this part here was gravelled some 5 years ago, but we can see the dangers of not sealing. After 5 years, almost all the gravel that we put here is gone. And yet the traffic is not really that very high to say traffic has washed away, has worn away the gravel.
So besides having this focus on opening up the rural areas and helping people to get better access to the services from government, we have also been experimenting with the Ugandan government in how we could use a technology that would be most appropriate to these areas, called low-cost sealing technology.
In 2010, DANIDA launched a new rural transport infrastructure program. The aim was to have low-cost surfacing options identified, tested and adopted by the Ministry of Works and Transport. So what is low-cost surfacing? It involves the preparation of road pavement and the application of surfacing using technologies that utilize locally available resources such as labor and materials, which effectively reduce the cost of construction.
The activities we are working on here is basically side drain excavation and the widening of the road in anticipation for the sealing activities which will come in place very soon.
In this method, designs and specifications are tailor-made to enable locally available materials to be utilized correctly and effectively.
We normally, in our designs, design for locally available material for any low-volume, low-cost sealing road.
By using this technology that has been promoted by the Meltec, we try to use as much local material as possible. So that's another thing that is making these roads less expensive. So by using a technology that is less expensive, you also get free up resources so that you can actually build more roads.
The approach equally takes into account the strength built through consolidation by traffic over many years. The application of low-cost surfacing by labor-based methods involves systematic technical procedures and processes which should be followed diligently in order to ensure good quality and high productivity.
The construction of a low-volume traffic road involves reshaping the road, carrying out a bit of drainage repairs, then construction of the base layer, which eventually leads to sealing the road.
Based in Mbale town, the Mount Elgon Labour-Based Training Centre is a recognized national training institution in roadworks. Meltec has played a pivotal part in rolling out the low-cost seal technology in Uganda.
DANIDA'S support commenced here at the center. The main emphasis was training in labor-based methods, and the target was to cover the entire country, to roll this to the entire country. Meltec has been training people both from the public and private sectors. Public sectors have largely been drawn from the district local governments, whereas the private sector has been mainly small contracting firms. The mode of training here, it has classroom training, then it is followed by field demonstration trainings, and lastly, we have the trial contracts. Classroom training normally span like 2 or so weeks, and then the trainees are taken to demonstration sites. These demonstration sites are chosen in the vicinity of the training center, and the idea is to allow participants to have hands-on training. As such, a number of them actually spend nights out there, and they are taught how to have hands-on, how to prepare for the activities, the roadworks activities, how to schedule the equipment.
This is aimed at exposing them to a real situation in the environment they will subsequently work in. It is expected that in the future, the contractors trained will be able to compete for low-cost sales roads, and the district staff to be in position to supervise the quality of works. The capacity that has been built will enable the rolling out of low-cost surfacing in Uganda. Meltec also champions the mainstreaming of gender and women's participation in the road subsector. The module has been incorporated in all its trainings.
Mainstreaming of women participation in road subsector is vital because the women are more affected with the challenges in the transport sector. Majority of the rural women face a lot of challenges in getting to their destinations, like health centers where they take their children for treatment, like having their children go to school. They are the mothers who, because of poor accessibility, end up dying. You know that Uganda today has a high maternal mortality rate, and this is partially attributed to poor accessibility. So for us to improve this, we need the participation. We advocate, we train that women participation in the road subsector is a must.
The low-cost seals has made great achievements in Uganda. First, the quality of the sections which were constructed was appreciated by the district authorities, who have already started implementing the labor-based low-cost surfacing technology on their road networks. DANIDA has further contributed to this through sector budget support earmarked for rural transport infrastructure to the 23 districts. The districts have utilized this grant to implement low-cost seals.
Low-cost seal roads is a new innovation that started recently, maybe about 2011, and so far is being practiced in 23 districts now. It has got a lot of advantages. First and foremost, money remains within the locality.
Some of the intended socio-economic benefits are already being realized in some areas where roads have been upgraded. The roads have not only eased access to services but also opened up markets for the local populace and increased household income.
Tutambula mu budde butono nnyo n'otuuka gy'oyagala. Ne bwe tulima ebintu byaffe tubitambuza bulungi.
Tusiimye nnyo, lutuyambe nnyo. Badde abaana bava eri ne bagwa mu maazi, amaazi ne gabatwala.
All in all, this is a program that DANIDA has been very proud to be part of. I think that a lot of Ugandans in the rural areas has been benefiting over this for the last 20 years. And I know from my conversation and meetings with government officials that they have been quite pleased also with the chances that we have had to experiment with this new technology.